The first half of a double header weekend just done. Super matches there, and two more matches to go. We're going to talk all about it here at Timeout with Sports Adda. Arun, surprising results there. The Chennai Express just had to take a brief stop at a station, and the defending champions look like in a tougher situation after yesterday.
Yeah. Unexpected results to a certain extent. I thought the Chennai bandwagon will just keep rolling. Uh, they were just blown away, Akhil. Absolutely blown away. Uh, they was they look clueless. I mean, anything they tried, Rajasthan had answers to it. We'll talk about
Hmm.
that game, but before that game, Mumbai find themselves in the spot of border. But it's good for the tournament. It also means that lots of teams are now in the race and can qualify at 14.
Yeah, interesting game. We've spoken a couple of times about how Delhi were not able to beat Mumbai for the last few years. Last year in the final, it was a comprehensive one-sided result, but Delhi seemed to have found a way. And now it's Mumbai who struggled this year to beat Delhi. So the pitch was not so great to watch cricket, right? As cricket fans, it was not looking like it was coming on the bat. Uh, Not very high scores. 33 was the highest score in a T20 game if you have a look at the scorecard. So very different kind of match that.
Before the match in our preview yesterday, I said the boundaries are as big or as small as this, and how difficult was run scoring there, Akhil.
Yeah.
Let's look at the scorecard and what kind of scores did we get in that game? In that it was 129 for 8 Mumbai, with Surya Kumar Yadav thankfully top scoring with 33. Uh, and then Delhi were in a spot of bother when Prithvi went for 6, Shikhar went for 8, Steven Smith went for 19. But then, I was delighted to see how Rishabh Pant applied himself. And then
Hmm.
Shreyas, obviously, class apart, very well compiled, composed 33. The body language looked good. And then cameos at the end from Shimran Hetmeyer and Ashwin to finish things off. But yeah, tricky run chase. Uh, Mumbai, yeah, find themselves in the spot of bother. Couple of individuals I want to pick. Okay, I mentioned
Yeah.
Shreyas and Rishabh, obviously. But if you go back to that scorecard, look at the Delhi bowlers.
Hmm.
Now, those are the names I'd like to talk about. Avesh Khan 3 for 15, right at the
Yeah.
top. And whose wickets did he get? Avesh Khan's wickets were Rohit Sharma,
Rohit,
Hardik
Hardik.
Pandya,
Yeah.
two big wickets, and Kultanile, right? So Avesh Khan and then Akshar Patel again, another 3-4, and it's good omen for India as far as the World Cup's concerned that Akshar is also now giving Jadeja a push and Surya's
Hmm.
return to form, if I can call it so.
Absolutely. I mean, Mumbai tried their best. It's not as if they did not try. Usually, we talk about teams not sticking to processes and making random decisions. We didn't see anything like that. They
Yeah.
were just not good enough yesterday. The batsmen were just couldn't cope up. Uh, so, I mean, tough task for them. I don't think they'll give up. They're still a champion side. They'll go full throttle. But you're right. One bowler who took my attention yesterday, Avesh Khan, truly outstanding. That Yorker that he got to bowl Hardik Pandya, a very
Hmm.
rare one. So that delivery that day Arshdeep got he got Shubman Gill through the gate. Those kind of deliveries from young fast
You
bowlers.
remember?
These absolutely. So tough game for Mumbai. But tough game for Chennai fans also like you afterward. You did not see that coming.
No. I don't think anybody saw it coming. We didn't see it coming even after the toss, right through
Yeah.
the game, till the second half of the game. When Rajasthan made 5 changes and Sanju Samson said four, he kind of threw us off the tracks, but there were 5 changes. Uh, you thought, okay, Rajasthan are panicking here. You
Hmm.
thought Chennai advantage. Then after that, Rituraj Gaikwad 100, which is one of the finest 100 you'll see. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it. We thought Chennai in the driver's seat. But then start of the run chase, the way Yashasvi Jaiswal and Evan Lewis started batting, they just went hammer and tongs. Absolutely hammer and tongs. and there was no respite. Even after that partnership was broken, who did we see come and score those runs? Shivam Dubey. Now here's a joke I heard. I heard in the stadium in a team bus. After the game, the pitch was so flat that even Shivam Dubey could score runs. I mean, it's cruel on the young man, but that's the joke that's doing the circles now. Shivam Dubey absolutely blew away the Chennai attack. Ball anywhere,
Hmm.
he hit you for runs.
That is a that is a cruel joke because Shivam Dubey, I've seen him score some difficult runs in Ranji Trophy. It's
Mhm.
not like he's just a white ball thrasher. He's had a very, very good season for Ranji Trophy for Mumbai. So
Hmm.
whatever, I mean, I heard on commentary also, the commentators were making fun if they've seen somebody not moving his feet and somebody less moving his feet so less. But he's delivered the results. I mean, he's not really got a consistent run in the team, but he's got one yesterday. He delivered immediately, fearless in his batting. Big sixes at important times, if you remember, Arun. When he came in, they just lost an important wicket. Sanju Samson, he took all the pressure of Sanju Samson. So,
Yeah.
very, very impressive. I don't think Chennai will be too rattled. I think it's just that Rajasthan got a lot of favorable conditions. They won the toss. They got to
Yeah.
bat when the pitch was at its best. So I don't think Chennai will be worried too much. But good thing for Rajasthan. They are back in the hunt now. They'll be like really gunning for that fourth spot.
Yeah, and Chennai missed out. They obviously missed Dwayne Bravo and Deepak Chahar. Uh,
Yeah.
that would have possibly made a difference. Sam Curran's looked off color completely, Akil, right through the season. Sam Curran's just not been the bowler that we expected him to be. Uh,
Yeah.
Suresh Raina's form, there will be questions asked about him. Chennai are carrying him. Chennai have this habit of carrying their players. Hopefully, he'll come good in those crucial last 2-3 games. But got to talk about Utraj Gaikwad's 100, Akil. Timing of, his timing, his stroke play, shot selection. How good was that?
Outstanding, really outstanding. I mean, I don't think any experts, all the experts are calling him and calling out saying that big talent, lots of future, big opportunity in the international game. But none of the experts were talking about him when Chennai was struggling last year, when he was
Hmm.
down with COVID and when they couldn't win matches and he was being given a run. And I remember the commentators on TV were saying, why are they persisting with him when he was getting out early? And
Zero
it's
five zero. I think his first three scores were zero
Yes,
five
yes,
zero, and then three
yes,
match winning knocks.
yes. So, I mean, when times are good, everybody just starts talking about you and saying that they were predicting. But outstanding guy. I mean, whatever I saw his post match also with the broadcaster yesterday, and looks really, really down to earth. Again, he's coming through the hard way around. He's got his runs in red ball cricket. He's been a permanent fixture there in the top of run making chart. So I'm happy these kind of people, these kind of players are making their mark. I'm really happy for him. I hope
And
he keeps
couple of
going
things
on.
about him, Akhil. You spoke about his chat at the end of the game. He's
Yeah.
always smiling. There's always a smile on his face. How good is that to see? It's a sport. You do well, you do badly, but this guy's got a smile on his face all the time, which is nice to see. And one other thing, unexpected number, I should say, two unexpected numbers. He's got the biggest six of the tournament across India leg and this leg. And the commentators actually spoke about it. At one point in time, he got a 103-meter six, which was the second biggest or the third biggest six. And then the six which got him the 100 was the biggest, 108 meters. And this guy's got no bulging biceps, nothing, no guns here, nothing. It's all about timing. And that's the sweetest bit about, his stroke play. It's
Mm.
all about bat swing and timing. The other bit is that's the first thing I think, Akhil. First time a 100 by a Chennai players ended up in a losing
Losing
cause. I
cause.
mean, how
Yeah.
disappointing was it that that 100, one of the best hundreds you will see, and I've seen a few hundreds in the IPL. Uh, how disappointing was it that that 100 should have lost the game? Only 100 by a Chennai player.
Well, unfortunate, but like he said, he'll get many opportunities going ahead. They are definitely in the playoffs. I think what he and now Dhoni will be hoping is he gets one big one in the first game that they play in playoffs. Just make sure that they qualify for that all elusive final and
Hmm.
seal their spot, which is like it's like their own spot, right? Each year on year, you expect that team to be there. So I think now they'll be gunning for that spot. Make sure Deepak Chahar is back. Make sure Bravo is back. The whole team is available. And if they have to make a choice, see if you can fit in a Imran Tahir kind of leg spinner there, maybe to just try and give a little more wicket-taking impetus. So I think they'll now try and put the jigsaw puzzles in place, start
Mm.
getting their plans ready for the knockout.
Absolutely, absolutely. They just have to fine tune things, not too much to worry, and
Yeah,
better suffer that one loss here,
correct.
kind of give you a nudge and say, okay, few things to address. But yeah, Hazelwood, man of the match, 3-4 in the previous game, went for in excess of 50 in this game. So those are areas they'll look at, but not too
Yeah.
much to worry about. Another couple
Hmm.
of big games today, Akhil.
Big games. KL Rahul goes up against his hero today in the first match, so that is something which is going to be a big match. It's a very important game for Punjab. They've managed to crawl through last time, just about did their best to try and like lose the game, but they thankfully managed to win that game. So they're coming back. Tough task against Bangalore. Huh?
And why are we saying it's a big game? If we look at the points table quickly, just one glance at the points table, uh,
Yeah,
Bangalore are sitting pretty. If Bangalore win today, Bangalore will go through with 16.
yeah,
You can expect to see a queue there. But if Bangalore lose, that's when it becomes interesting, because then, as things stand, a lot of teams are on 10, and the max they can all get to is 14. Now, if Bangalore lose today, they
yeah.
also join that 14-point bandwagon, that 14-point race. What it will also do is, Punjab will go ahead of Kolkata to 12.
Hmm.
So it's all getting down to that last couple of days, Akhil. Very nicely poised. Very, very nicely poised.
Okay, well, what changes do you envisage from the previous matches that these two teams played? We've seen Punjab make numerous changes. It's come to a point where they've, I think, going to use all the players who are available in the dugout at one point of the time. Thankfully, Mayank Agarwal was back yesterday, back in the last game. So that was one big problem solved, and he showed how important he is. But any changes from the last match that you see for the Punjab team?
If we look at the 11, I kind of like this 11 they've put together.
Hmm.
Now, I personally like it. And the reason I say this is, look at the names you've got. Nicholas Puran, people can say he's been woefully out of form, short of runs, yes. But I like this because look at the batting. Now, you've got somebody who can strike the ball big till that's seven proper capable destructive batsmen. And
Yeah.
then, Mohammad Shami is bowling beautifully. Ravi Bishnoi is bowling beautifully. Arshdeep Singh has been brilliant. Uh, that fifth overs quota of bowler will be a worry. And if Nathan Ellis continues to go for run, that will be a worry. So that's one change they could look at. Nathan Ellis going out, and they could bring somebody in as a fourth specialist bowler. But I'm
Yeah.
happy to look at Shah Rukh Khan, Fabian Allen, and Makram filling in, that fifth bowler's quota. So the only change I see is Ellis going out and maybe somebody else coming in. Chris Jordan, you never know.
Yeah, yeah, he's there. I mean, he's a brilliant bowler in the death. He knows
He
his
wasn't
job.
available in the first couple of days because of quarantine and things, but he's available now. He took the field the other day as a substitute, so he's available, and possibly, the one change they might make today.
Interesting. Again, heavily dependent on the openers. Last match, both the openers gave them a good start. We've spoken about that numerous times about how dependent they are. Markram, Puran, Shah Rukh Khan, Deepak Hooda. If these four gentlemen can start to like contribute a little more, Arun, then Punjab will be the team to beat, because if one of them, if Nicholas Puran starts getting 40s, 50s, 60s, then Mayank and Rahul also know that they can just go berserk at the start and even ramp up the aggression. So I'm still
Nicholas
backing
Puran
Puran.
needs to get a couple of sixes, Akhil. Just a couple of
Hmm.
sixes. If he gets a boundary early on and then starts timing it, a lot of the time it's about confidence. And right now you can say his confidence levels are not rock bottom, but pretty much close to that. Uh, he needs to get a couple of blows away and he'll be back among the runs. Uh, Talking about, who are the most important players in that lineup today? KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal, for obvious reasons. They've been getting runs, they've been milking runs all season, but also because it's Bangalore. What have they done, in games against Bangalore recently? In the previous match against Bangalore, KL Rahul was 91 not out. The match before that last season, KL Rahul was 61 not out, Mayank Agarwal 45. The match before that, KL Rahul 132 not out, Mayank Agarwal 26. The match before that against Bangalore, KL Rahul 42, Mayank Agarwal 35. So this pair is milking runs. Virat Kohli must be wondering how he can dismiss KL Rahul. I don't know what he's going to do. Who's that one bowler who's stepping up?
True, and I mean, imagine this is a match where Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers are playing, and we have been talking so much about the Punjab openers. That just shows the impetus that these two have. But Bangalore again. I was going to ask you who you think Punjab will be bowling in the opening overs versus Virat Kohli when he comes into bat. Will you think they'll bowl Ravi Bishnoi for the leg spin, or they'll have Shami go at Virat and try and get him a couple of short balls and try get him to hook?
I think Shami v Virat is the matchup. I think Shami's got Virat a few times in the past.
Yeah.
The Shami v Virat is the matchup, and Shami can do both. He can get the one coming in, get Virat LBW. He can get the one to go away and have him caught behind. But Shami v Virat for me, I don't know. Ravi Bishnoi is a good choice, but I don't see him coming right at the top. So Shami definitely for me. Just one other point I've got to make, Akhil. We spoke about KL Rahul, milking runs. The one thing I posted a tweet yesterday as well. The one thing we often don't notice, we look at numbers, uh, we don't really read into them. We just consume them. Is the strike rates? I'm just looking at the strike rates, of the top 5, 6, 7 batsmen, right? This
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
And while Mayank Agarwal just got 370 runs, he's missed one game, so he's 10 innings, 370 runs. His strike rate's 143. It's a lot more at the start, and especially in comparison to KL Rahul, because KL takes his time to get going.
Yeah.
He can do that only because Mayank's going all guns blazing at the other end. It gives him a little bit of room. I think it's right to say that KL's flourishing because Mayank's playing his part at the other end. Now, imagine two openers either going great guns and not getting runs, or two openers starting slow. So this is a partnership that's working because Mayank is scoring runs quickly, and KL's kind of carrying on, taking his time, and then scoring runs at the end.
It's a good spot. In fact, in the last game that they played after the power play, after the first 7 overs, around I remember Rahul was just batting on some 21 odd of 18 deliveries. Not really the kind of start that you would want in a power play situation. But because Mayank Agarwal is going great guns there, he has that luxury to just sit back, allow the scoring to happen at the other end. So it's a big boon. You're right. That's what partnerships in cricket are so crucial. Uh,
And the
again,
other end, you've got at the other side, you've got Devdutt Padikkal and Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is pretty much similar, isn't it? Run a ball, run a ball, run a ball, and then he'll accelerate. Devdutt Padikkal is batting a little more freely these days. So those two batting partnerships is something to watch out for.
I'm also looking forward to Maxwell playing against Punjab. He's been with them for a while. They've not had a great relationship, so I'm looking forward to seeing Maxwell go against his team. Here's
Yeah,
the Bangalore lineup. Any changes you foresee here?
the only change, if anything, is I don't know if George Garton will be persisted with, but they've got so many options though. Dan Christian, I don't know. I mean, uh, again, a question mark. George Garton, a question mark. Shahbaz Ahmad, a question mark. So those three places they could try any number of players, but more or less, there are these regulars. There are these 8 regulars, and those three players they can chop and change, and depending on conditions and depending on matchups.
Okay, fantastic. What about the second
Quickly,
game? Let's
quickly
Yes,
go
go.
on to the next one. Yeah, another big game, that isn't it? It's big game for
Absolutely.
one team, not so much the other.
Absolutely. How is the points table set up for these two teams? If you can quickly give us an insight of how these two teams need to cope up in the points table.
So we're talking about Kolkata v Hyderabad. Kolkata right now 4th place, but if Punjab end up winning that game, Kolkata will slip 1 place down. So that's it's a race. It's a cat and mouse race between all these teams. One day somebody goes up, one day Next day, somebody else would go up. So that's what's happening right now. So for Kolkata to win,
Yeah,
for Kolkata to be in that fourth place, they need to win tonight. And they're playing
they,
the team at the floor of the table. They're playing Hyderabad, so you think it should be an easy task. But remember, Kolkata might be without a Russell, Andre Russell,
yeah.
who's had an injury, so quite possible. Kolkata shouldn't be worried, Akhil. Kolkata really shouldn't be worried because they've played a refreshing brand of cricket in this leg of the tournament. Uh, they should be okay, I think. I think it'll be Kolkata tonight.
I wanted to ask your opinion on a couple of things, and we can make a quick one about that. If you can just see the Kolkata lineup, Arun, the one that played the last match, I was a little befuddled with that, and we couldn't speak about that in at length. But
Hmm.
if you can just have a look at the Kolkata lineup, okay, so you have Varun Chakravarti, you have Tim Saudi, you have Shivam Mavi, Sunil Narayan. So you're going into a match with four bowlers who can give you 4 overs each, right? And you're depending
Yeah.
on Nitish Rana and Venkatesh Iyer, who's just emerged as a success. So I mean, I
Yeah.
don't understand this strategy. I mean, why are you going into a match with just four bowlers? I mean, what is Tim Seifert, who's an opener, who's a wicket keeper? You already have Dinesh Karthik there. You're playing Tim Seifert lower down the order, and
Yeah.
your captain is blocking a foreign spot. So I think Kolkata can do much better if they just sit down and get their strategy in place.
Yeah, it's confused selection. I'm completely with you on this. Uh, they're carrying too many players, and they don't have players who can guarantee your performance. And I'll tell you
Yeah,
why. Uh, Tim Saudi is not a guarantee kind of a bowler. Tim Saudi will not say I'll give you a wicket every game or a wicket every second game. He's not the kind of bowler also who's a 25 or a 30 run bowler. He can have his good days, he can have his bad days more than good days. Then there's Shivam Mavi. Again, Shivam Mavi again is not a 4 over bowler. So you're absolutely right. Then they're carrying Tim Seifert, who's been woefully out of form in T20s this year. He's a dashing player, Akhil. I've seen him play knocks. He's got a reputation, but this
yeah,
year he's just not finding those runs. Same with Morgan. Morgan cannot buy a run in the market today. It's that bad. So there are problems for Kolkata to address, but it's been covered up by Venkatesh Iyer, Nitish Rana,
Sunil
you
Narayan.
know
Yeah.
Shubman Gill, Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti. So Kolkata have problems, but they're a better team.
Yeah, but I don't understand the fascination with retaining foreign captains. I mean, you changed your captain in between a season. Dinesh Karthik was there, and now you have an opportunity to get a good all rounder like a Shakib there, who can take an overseas spot, who can contribute with the bat and ball, give you 4 good overs. Arun, he's not Shakib is not somebody who's a rookie or who's somebody you can't rely on. He gives you a left arm angle. Already two spinners are bowling well, so I don't understand this strategy where you can just be like a even better team, but that's not happening. That's up to them. Hyderabad, then again, your favorite player there. What can Williamson do? We want to see him score some runs, isn't it? Get some 50s, 60s.
Three players I'm looking at: runs from Williamson, all-round performance from Holder, and wickets from Rashid Khan. Whether Hyderabad win or not, I'm happy with these three.
Well, I also want to have Bhuvaneshwar Kumar get more overs under his belt, get some wickets there. He's going to be opening the bowling attack for India in the
He
T20
didn't
World
pick
Cup.
up wickets in the previous game, Akhil. He didn't
Correct.
pick up a wicket. Deepak Chahar didn't pick up a wicket in that game. But you're right. Bhuvneshwar Kumar to be among the wickets will be good.
I would also like to see a younger Indian opener younger Indian batsman getting to bat at the
Batsman.
top there.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody like an Abhishek or Priyam or even Abdul Samad, give them a go at the opening slot. Let them bat when the situation is like easier, right?
Hmm.
Every other team has an Indian young opener there. Give these guys a go. I mean, you never know. You might just unearth the gem like a Yashasvi Jaiswal there. You can't know with until you try them. So I'm hoping Hyderabad have nothing to gain now. At least give this young Indian batsman a chance there. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Quick calls before we wrap then.
I think Bangalore
Hmm.
and Kolkata.
Okay, Punjab for me. Again, Mayank and Rahul, come on, go for it, boys. And Kolkata, yes. Unfortunately, Hyderabad have nothing to uh, gain from this. So Kolkata will definitely be going stronger. So Punjab and Kolkata for me. Let's see how it pans out, and let's come back and talk a lot more cricket here at Time Out with Sports Adda.